When you think about the phrase, quiet people, you may picture someone who is shy, antisocial, and perhaps awkward. But introverts are a completely different breed. Introverts are not necessarily shy. In fact, they can socialize well and appear outgoing. However, they find this very draining and must replenish themselves in order to remain in this state. We all know the stereotype of the shy, socially anxious person. While that can sometimes be true, it's important to know that there are many other reasons why people might be quiet in social settings. Want to know some interesting facts about quiet people? Keep watching to learn 10 interesting psychological facts about quiet people. You'll learn everything you need to know to help break down barriers with your introverted friends and family members. Number 1. Quiet people are better listeners. Quiet people tend to be better listeners than their more talkative counterparts. This is because they are less likely to be interrupting others and are more likely to be taking in what is being said. Additionally, quiet people are often more patient and can give others the time they need to fully express themselves. Consequently, if you need someone to really listen to you, it might be best to seek out an introvert. Number 2. Quiet people process information more deeply. We tend to think of quiet people as being shy or introverted, but there is more to it than that. Quiet people tend to process information more deeply and thoroughly than their extroverted counterparts. This means that they are often better able to understand and remember complex information. Number 3. Quiet people are also more likely to be creative. One study found that introverts were twice as likely as extroverts to come up with original ideas. This is likely because they are less influenced by other people's opinions and more likely to think independently. So, if you're looking for a deep thinker who can come up with original ideas, look no further than the quiet person in the corner. They may not be the life of the party, but they just might be the one you want on your team. Number 4. Quiet people can be stubborn. Quiet people can be incredibly stubborn. If they don't want to do something, they'll find a way to avoid it. This can be frustrating for those who are trying to get them to do something, but it can also be a strength. Quiet people know how to stand their ground and aren't afraid to stand up for what they believe in. Number 5. Quiet people can be sensitive. Quiet people are often highly sensitive. They may be more aware of the subtleties around them and pick up on things that others might miss. Being both passionate and sensitive, they can sometimes feel too much. If a quiet person feels like people are not listening to them, or if they're undervalued, they may become more withdrawn in response. They have feelings that run deep. You might think that means they're weak. That's not the case at all. In fact, it takes a lot of strength to push aside one's emotions and act normal. Quiet people might struggle with depression or anxiety if they don't know how to express themselves well enough, or if they don't get the validation they need to soothe their emotional needs. Number 6. Quiet people may seem content with being alone. This is a common misconception about introverts. Just because we enjoy spending time alone does not mean that we think we are better than those who enjoy being around others. We simply prefer to recharge our batteries in solitude and find social situations to be draining. We hate being bored, so we would rather be alone than have nothing to do. We enjoy our own company and are quite capable of keeping ourselves entertained for hours. Other people think that we must get lonely since we don't go out much, or that we can never stay by ourselves in a big house all by ourselves. But the truth is that we like solitude. It's relaxing and comfortable for us to spend time in our homes after a hard day at work or a busy week of running errands and taking classes with other people. Number 7. Quiet people are often smart and successful. The world is full of smart, ambitious people who are not shy. However, many people assume that success requires extroversion. In reality, quiet people can be hugely successful in their careers, and even more successful than the loudest extroverts. Most introverts have long-term goals that involve a lot of hard work and dedication. When you consider all the socializing that comes with being an extrovert, it makes sense that introverts tend to be better at reaching those goals than their louder colleagues and friends. Number 8. Quiet people are more creative. One of the most important psychological factors that quiet people need to be aware of is the need for control. For introverts, this need manifests itself in a variety of ways. For example, they may need to have a strict daily routine in order to feel in control of their lives. Or they may need to be very organized and plan every minute of their day. This need for control can also lead to perfectionism. Quiet people may strive for perfection in everything they do, because they feel that if they're not perfect, they're not in control. This need for control can be both a strength and a weakness. It's a strength because it can lead to amazing attention to detail and a high level of quality work. But it can also be a weakness because it can lead to rigidity and inflexibility. The need for control is just one of the many psychological factors that quiet people need to be aware of. By understanding this and other factors, a quiet person can learn to use their strengths to their advantage and find ways to cope with their weaknesses. Number 9. Quiet people may be introverts. Psychological research suggests that introverts are more likely to be quiet than extroverts. This may be because they are more sensitive to stimuli and need time to process information. Additionally, introverts may find social situations draining, so they may prefer to spend time alone or with a small group of close friends. But maybe you're not an introvert, but simply quiet because you don't know how to communicate. People who don't speak out may be experiencing social anxiety, which is the fear of being negatively judged in social situations. If this sounds like you, consider practicing small talk skills and building up a repertoire of responses. It will help you feel more confident both socially and professionally. 10. Quiet people may seem shy. Quiet people may seem shy or aloof, but there's usually more going on behind the scenes than meets the eye. In fact, your quiet friends may be the most important people in your life. These special folks can be the best friends you've ever had, so don't hold back from getting to know them better. Here are some fun and insightful ways to get a conversation going with that special someone who's usually quiet. Be an active listener. When you're talking to someone who is typically quiet, it's important to really listen to what they have to say. Don't just wait for your turn to talk, truly try and understand where they're coming from, even if their point of view is different than yours or seems off. It shows that you respect the way they think and are willing to hear their side of an argument. Conclusion: quiet people are often seen as introverted, shy, or even unfriendly. However, there are many psychological facts about quiet people that show them to be thoughtful, insightful, and even charming. Quiet people are often good listeners, have a strong inner life, and are very loyal friends. So if you're ever feeling a little down, spend some time with a quiet person. You might be surprised at how much they have to offer.